All right, hello. I'm kind of on fire with the stand-up comedians. I've been watching so much lately. So many different things, this and that, and you know, people and him and her and to give you absolutely no idea of what I've been watching. But yes, just know it was a lot very, you know, varied variety. There was a lot of it, very different. But anyway, my point was today we have Sarah Millican again. I've seen her Men vs. Women thing, and I've seen her Christmas at the Apollo thing. And I actually like her. There's a lot of people in the comments that, but it always happens. Whoever I watch, there's always somebody that can't stand this person. And I find it often happens a lot more when there's a female comedian that people say, oh, I can't stand her, and blah, blah, blah. And honestly, I totally get it. Some people are just annoying and you don't have a particular reason for not liking them, and it happens. And sometimes, you know, with female comedians, they're a little bit ruder or this or that, or just their voice is annoying or whatever. This lady's voice is quite high, and I hate high-pitched voices, but like hers doesn't bother me. It kind of suits her, and it's just funny for some reason. Anyway, today we've got birthday rules. Sarah Millican. I don't know. I hope we all enjoy this. I hope I enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope the world enjoys it. And I imagine if somebody, you know, can't stand her, doesn't like her, or whatever, I imagine they will not click on this video when they see it as her. So let's give her a shot.
I think most people at Christmas, pretty much everybody in this room, will get one slightly shitty Christmas present. Just slightly shitty Christmas present. Usually if somebody who doesn't know you very well. And you look at it and you think, how did they? Why did they? What the fuck is a pomander?
What?
Now, last Christmas, my shitty Christmas present was off my fella.
Exactly.
And it was a long-handled metal shoe horn. Your guess is as good as mine.
Right, okay.
Now, if you get your shitty Christmas present off your Auntie Brenda, you have to go, thanks very much, Auntie Brenda. I'll be able to put my shoes on from a great height now. But the joy of it being off your partner is you're allowed to go, what the fuck is that? Which is what I did. And he said, you asked for it. I said, no, I bloody didn't. And this is where I found out something quite adorable about my fella. All year round, whenever I mention something like, fancy that DVD, I might get myself that book, he makes a note of it in his phone. And when it comes to Christmas or birthdays, he picks a couple of things off the list and he buys me them as presents, which I just think is adorable. But it did mean that when I said to him, when did I ask for a long-handled metal shoe horn? He said, August the 8th.
There you go.
At 8 p.m. The only possible scenario I can think of where this might have happened is maybe I was trying a dress on that was a little bit too tight, and to try and make myself feel better and laugh it off, I said something like, "Ooh, could do with a shoehorn to get into this." And instead of giving me the cuddle that I clearly fucking needed, he made a note of it in his phone. Shoehorn, that's what she wants.
There you go. That's adorable still.
But you know, some people are tricky to buy for birthdays and things. If you have somebody in your life like this, then listen up, this next thing might be useful for you. We've got a birthday rule. Our birthday rule is that if it's your birthday, you get to make all of the decisions all day for both of you. So my fella's last birthday, his first decision, he said, I want to lie in. Excellent, happy with that. We had a lie in. Second decision, he said, I want a sausage sandwich, which was not the euphemism I was hoping it was. I was all like, should I be the bread? Oh, you're putting the grill on. Okay.
Is she wearing?
Third decision, he wanted to go to work.
She's wearing like fluffy bunny slippers or something like that.
Third decision, he wanted to go to Warwick Castle. Now, I'm sure some of you may well have been to Warwick Castle. I'm sure the castle part of it is an absolute delight. We didn't get to do that bit. The only bit he wanted to do was the dungeon. He likes reading horror stories. He likes watching horror films. I don't like any of that sort of thing. I don't like being scared. I'm not a massive fan of the dark, if I'm brutally honest. I'm a bit of a wuss. And I thought this whole experience is going to be horrible for me. But birthday rules, we have to go. So we go to Warwick Castle, and at the door to the dungeon is a man, and the man has fake blood on his face and hands and is dressed in some sort of costume. And being a little claustrophobic as I am, I thought this is about to include two of the things I hate the most: enclosed spaces and fucking actors. Because it wasn't like a museum, it wasn't just glass cases with things in to look at and little bits of writing that you don't bother reading because it's boring. It wasn't like that. It was properly interactive. Every room had a different scenario. There were volunteers required throughout, and there was always a chance that somebody was going to jump out and frighten the living shit out of you.
That sounds fun,
Now, I knew
though.
I was going to hate it, and it was proved right as soon as we started to walk in. Now, one thing to point out as well, I guess these tours normally have 10 or 12 or 15 people on them all going around as one. I don't know why, maybe just because it was a Tuesday, but it was only 2 of us. So every time they needed a volunteer, it was me or him or both of us. And also, it was the final tour of the day. We'd overheard a couple of the actors talking outside, saying that if we hadn't turned up, they would have all been able to go home an hour early. So they already didn't really like us. Now, we go down the stairs at the beginning, and I already hate it because it's dark, it smells funny, and there's sort of, the walls are kind of running with water. It's horrible. Birthday rules, we have to do it though. Now, we go into the first room. The first room is quite well lit. It's not too bad. It's a courtroom, and there's a man playing a judge, and just me and my fella. We are both tried. I was tried for being a witch. Rude. And he was tried for weighing in a well. Apt. We were both sentenced to death, which I thought was a little harsh. But I thought, if it's all like this is going to be okay. Now, how wrong you can be. You go into the next room. The next room is completely pitch black. So dark you can't see your hand in front of your face. And it's also completely silent. Now, I'd been linked into my fella holding on for dear life. Somebody came up behind us who we couldn't see and just unravelled us and separated us, put him over the other side of the room. So I couldn't see him, I couldn't touch him, but every now and again I could hear him say, "You're going to be all right, you're going to be all right." Because he knew the state I was getting myself into, already starting to shake quite a bit. Now, they left us in the darkness and the silence for about a minute, and then a bright white light flashed, and an old lady screamed in my face. I don't know which bit of history that's supposed to represent, but it felt very much like Christmas with me nana. We go in another couple of rooms. They're quite scary, but not too bad. One of the scariest parts of the whole experience is just a corridor between one room and the next. But it was dimly lit, and there were horrific things everywhere we looked, until we realised halfway along that they were mirrors. At one point, I'd whispered to my fella, "That monster's got my top on." We go in the final room. The final room is a hospital room. There is a bed with a body on it, and the body I've already clocked is a dummy, so it doesn't mean it can't move, but at least it's not going to jump out at me. And a man walks in and addresses us both. And he says, "I'm not the doctor." So I went, "Okay." Then he went, "The doctor died of the plague." Ah. And he went, "I'm the cook." And I thought, ooh, snacks. Apparently not. He said, "I'm the cook, and I'm replacing the doctor because I'm the only other one who knows about anatomy." So I just went, "Promotion, well done."
I thought she was going to end that sentence with, "I'm the only other one that knows how to use a bone saw." But all right. Good enough,
Anatomy.
good enough. No.
So I just went, "Promotion, well done." And he walked forward and he stood just in front of me. And he was so close to me, I could feel his breath on my face. And he looked at me and he said, "You don't look very well." And I crumpled. "I've just got a bit of a cold." And then he said, "I think you need some treatment." "I'm taking dinners, and I've got some tunes in my handbag. Why don't you do it to him? It's his birthday." And then he said, "I think you need an operation." "Happy birthday, I tell you, you shit. He took me by the hand, he sat me on a seat, and he pulled around us both a very thin white muslin curtain. We are within the curtain. My fella is on the outside of the curtain. We are now the show. My fella is the only audience member. This whole fucking thing is just for him. The cook pulls out a knife, this sort of size, maybe like a dagger, and he shows it round the front of the curtain so my fella can see it really clearly. He brings it back round again, and he presses a button on the chair behind me, which is the sound effect of a woman screaming. Pulls out another knife, maybe like a machete, this sort of size, and again he shows it round the front of the curtain so my fella can see it. Brings it back round again, presses another button of a woman screaming. Now, by this stage, I am physically shaking from head to toe. My palms are sweaty, and I feel
knees
quite
weak,
sick. But all I can think is, I wonder what we're going to do for my fucking birthday.
Sounds good.
Because my birthday is after his, my birthday no longer becomes about what I actually might want to do, but about what he will fucking hate.
More.
The cook pulls out the final weapon as a scythe, huge like this. And again, he shows it round the front so my fella can see. He brings it back round again and presses the most blood-curdling scream of all. And I thought, I know this is fake, but I wonder what the expression on my fella's face is right now. And I could see him very clearly through the curtain. I looked at his face, and he was checking his phone for text messages. As we walked out, I said, I can't believe you were playing on your phone. He said, to be honest, I was just surprised I could get a signal down there. We got in the car to go home. I said, you know what we're going to do for my birthday? He said, no, I don't. What are we going to do for your birthday? I said, you know what we're going to do for my birthday? He said, I don't. What are we going to do for your birthday? I said, we're going to talk about our feelings for 9 fucking hours.
There you go.
As it happens, that's not what we did. My birthday rolled around a month later, and all I really wanted to do was wander around John Lewis. It's me happy place. I wanted to wander around the homeway section touching things. That's all I wanted to do. So we go to John Lewis, we're in the homeway section, but the whole time he has 3 or...
Wait. John Lewis is a store? I thought John Lewis was like a person. Like, I've seen some of the commercials, the Christmas specials, the John Lewis. I always wondered why one guy was making the commercials. Like, it was weird to me why the guy, like, what was his company or what was his idea of having that much budget for just weird, very weird ass, like, Christmas commercials to make you feel good. And, okay, John Lewis is a store, not a person, all right. I get it's probably named after a person, but that makes a wee bit more sense.
3 or 4 paces behind me, playing on his...
what?
John Lewis, we're in the homeway section, but the whole time he is 3 or 4 paces behind me, playing on his phone, and I thought, oh, this isn't fair. I was disemboweled on his fucking birthday. And I should have learned from earlier experience that it is not good to take shopping. On a previous occasion, we'd been in a different department store. I decided to look for a new dress. I picked 3 to try on, and I parked them. You know, you can park your fella either at the shoes, because there's seats there, and they're like that. Or you can park them at the fitting room, because then there's sometimes another fella there, and they can make a little friend. So I parked him at the fitting room. I took 3 dresses in to try on. I came out after each one to show him. After the first one, I said, what do you think of this one? And he went, it's all right. Keep pumping out compliments like that, and we'll not get this big head back in the fucking car.
That sounded very Carl Pilkington of him.
Went back in, came back on the second one. I said, this is the second one. What do you think of this one? And he went, it's nice. I feel so pretty. Went back in, came back on the third one. I said, this is the best one. This is my favourite one. I've saved the best to last. What do you think of this one? And he went, yeah, you could wear that one outside. What did you think the other 2 were? Fucking nighties? So I should have learned from that experience, but I had not learned from that experience. We're now in John Lewis, in the homeware section, on my birthday, and he is 3 or 4 paces behind me, playing on his phone like a petulant teenager. And I turned around and I said, oh, this isn't on. He said, what's the matter with you? I said, no, this is my birthday. You need to pay attention. You need to be interested in things. You need to be present. And he said, sorry, love, and he put his phone in his pocket. He said, what are we looking at? Show us what we're looking at. And I said, I've been looking at the duvet covers, and I found one that I liked. It was nice and bright and flowery. I said, I like this one. What do you think of that one? And he looked at it and he went,
It's all right.
that's horrible. And I thought, well, I did ask for your opinion, I suppose. Maybe you should get your fucking phone out again. I said, I like it. What's horrible about it? And he looked at it again and he went, it's loud, it's gaudy, it's for children. And he must have seen my face just drop, because this is not what my birthday was supposed to be. And he wanted to fix it, because he is a lovely man after all. And he was so convinced that the next thing he said was going to make everything okay. He just went, it's very you though, love.
Hello, it's Sarah Millican here.
That was fun. This lady is fun. I don't know why her voice, it just suits her. It suits her, and it doesn't bother me, and it makes her like it adds to the experience of watching her. I had a comment to say. I thought she was going to continue on the topic. That's why I didn't pause and comment this earlier. But when she was talking about her boyfriend making notes throughout the year or whatever for Christmas gifts and birthday gifts, first of all, that's freaking excellent. And second of all, one time I heard, I don't remember where I read it or where I heard it or whatever, but there was a guy that had, like, in his house, he had, like, in his basement, he had a bunch of plastic boxes. Like, you can't see my hands because they're off camera, but right off camera. All right, this is one size, and then off camera is just that, and it's that size. Just, you know, boxes, and every box had, like, 2 or 3 names of people he knew on them. And throughout the year, every time he would see a gift, you know when you're just walking about and you see something, you're like, oh, that would be great for, like, oh, my brother, or, oh, man, my boyfriend would love that, or, oh, my God, my mom has been wanting one of these. So every time he would just, like, walk around and find something for a specific person, he would buy it, he would gift wrap it and put it in one of the boxes, whatever box had their name on it. So whenever Christmas or birthday came around, he didn't have to do that, like, hustle and shopping and, oh, my God, what'd I get him? He just, like, go and picks a random thing from that box for that person and just gave it to him. And he said it was, like, the best system he ever implemented in his life, and he's been doing it for years. It was just great. The one thing he did say that would be funny, though, is if my friends ever accidentally, instead of, like, going to the bathroom or whatever, they accidentally end up in the basement, they're going to be so creeped out by a bunch of boxes with, like, all their names on it. Just very weird. But that sounded like such a cool system, and I actually wanted to start doing that since I read that. But I'm broke. So I remember, like, there was one time where I was walking around, and there's just somebody in my life that you, one of those people you're always like, what the hell do you get them, you know? And I found something that was literally so that person. It was something I did not like for myself, obviously, but it was so that person. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna buy it. We were like months away from Christmas, her birthday, everything. I was like, I'm gonna buy that. And I asked how much it was, and like, I am not gonna buy that. I'll keep looking. I have months to look more, you know, and so that didn't work for me. But if you can afford it, it's a great idea, basically. But anyway, and also, apparently I'm one of those people that are really hard and really difficult to buy stuff for. Everybody always says that to me, but like, it's so easy. Just buy me, like, if you buy me clothes, anything black, if it fits, I'll most likely wear it. And like, just, my boyfriend, he learned recently, and now he got it. But for years, he's like, I never know what to buy you. And he has given some weird gifts and stuff. But like, for years, and after every birthday or Christmas or whatever, it's like, I didn't know what to get you. And just my response, and I believe this is probably, you know, applies to 90% of women, I would just look him in the eyes and say, anything shiny, just a bracelet. If it's shiny, I'll love it. Earrings, necklace, anything. If it's shiny, I want it. Like, I'm one of those people, I'm like a bird or something. If I see something shiny on the floor, I'm going to go and pick it up. I want it, even if I can't wear it or it's broken or it's dirty. If it shines, it's good. So he learned that and recently started getting me a bunch of like rings and this and that and just accessories. But I also have a father that has never been good with gifts. I've mentioned this in previous videos. And I have been wearing almost black exclusively for years. I can branch out to blue, gray, but not maybe dark green, but I don't really wear colors or anything. And all my life, I've hated pink. And for like 5 or 6 years straight, my dad would get me gifts, and they were just bright pink. And yeah, he doesn't pay attention. He's not like her boyfriend that would just make mental notes. He never seemed to notice that pink was nowhere and anywhere in my life except for the gifts he gave me. Love you, Dad. Anyway, guys, whatever that's enough of Mandy, you know, just some insight in my life. Anyway, goodbye, people. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry if my little rant tired you, but, you know, I like to share sometimes. So there you go, and whatever you guys are off to do, have a great one. Have fun. The mental note about, like, the birthday gifts, if you can't afford it at the time, making a note somewhere is good. But, like, if you have, like, a lot of friends, I guess it can get messy. But the buying something, if you can afford it, buying something, like, and then if you don't forget about it, that you have it, that's a really good tactic. I liked it. But anyway, alas, not for me. I'm off, guys, because, yeah, if I don't go, I won't go, basically, if that makes any sense. So, yeah.